Super Bowl is also this weekend, and I don't know what the controversy is on this abortion or pro-life commercial.
I don't think anybody's even seen it. The Tim Tebow ad,
right?
I don't think. Stu, have you seen it? I haven't seen it, and I don't think they've released it yet.
I don't even think it's released. Yeah, I think they're trying to do the big reveal during the game.
I mean, we don't have any idea on what it is, but we're pretty confident that it's not, hey, here's some pictures of some aborted fetuses, right?
Supposedly, she talks about the options that were presented her, and a lot of people encouraged her, apparently, to get an abortion. This is Tim Tebow's mom.
Right.
And she decided not to. She chose life instead.
Mm-hmm.
And, he grew up, obviously, to become a Heisman Trophy winner at NFL
Do you have the audio of The View from yesterday?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Whoopi Goldberg yesterday said something pretty reasonable, but then followed by, Joy, I'm a nightmare, Behar. Wait until you hear what Joy Behar said. Now, listen, here's Whoopi Goldberg and then Joy Behar from The View yesterday.
Scheduled to air during Super Bowl has women's group outraged. It's about a mom who ignores recommendations for her to abort her baby and how that baby grows up to become a Florida Gators football star, Tim Tebow. Now, the ad is from conservative Christian focus group Focus on the Family, and Tebow says it celebrates life. So what are people flipping out about? I'm not sure.
I don't know. The only argument against any of it is that, he could just as easily become some kind of a rapist pedophile. I mean, you don't know what someone's going to be.
So I guess you should abort babies just in case.
Just in case.
No. What we should do is some sort of genetic testing.
Oh my God!
That's what we should do. Some genetic testing.
Is there a test that'll tell you, and then just wipe out all the population that's going to be unsavory?
We pretty much know, don't we?
Probably.
Don't we pretty much know who the problems are in society?
We do.
I mean, the progressives have known for a very long time.
All the people who would choose life, those are the ones who should be aborted.
Exactly right. I mean, have you ever been to a tea party? Okay, we're going to have to kill your baby.
See?
That kind of attitude is exactly where Planned Parenthood came from originally. You have Margaret Sanger, who was a progressive. It wasn't about women's right to choose. It was about getting rid of the lower classes.
Sure was.
It was about weeding out. Quite honestly, let's be honest about it. It was about killing black babies. That's what it was about. And it was a progressive organization. Racist, genetic, what do you call not the genetic experiments, but...
eugenics, is that what you're talking about?
Eugenics. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what it's about. Eugenics, which led to the Holocaust. That kind of thinking... play it again. We'll play what she says.
A commercial scheduled to air during Super Bowl has women's group outraged. It's about a mom who ignores recommendations for her to abort her baby and how that baby grows up to become a Florida Gators football star, Tim Tebow. Now, the ad is from conservative Christian focus group Focus on the Family, and Tebow says it celebrates life. So what are people flipping out about? I'm not sure.
I don't know. The only argument against any of it is that, he could just as easily become some kind of a rapist pedophile. I mean, you don't know what someone's going to be.
Oh, my gosh. And by the way, the laugh was from Stu, not from the audience.
No.
I imagine the audience was, what?
Yeah.
Okay, so
wow.
Remember, this is exactly the same kind of thinking from progressives in the eugenics days. And the eugenics thing, Joe, eugenics American, right? Yeah. Eugenics was an American idea. And it was, how do we weed out those who are not smart enough, not gifted enough? We'll never get it. We'll struggle. A lot of people don't know, but the true history of eugenics, the eugenics program, let's just say, the true history of the gas chambers, it started as compassion. The first baby, the first German that was killed by doctors couldn't be done. The doctors couldn't do it. Born blind, born deaf, I think deformed. Baby Nauer, I believe, was the name of the baby. Knauer. Baby Nauer, I think. Look it up. And the parents were like, oh, the baby is in pain. They'll never have a good life. They'll never be able to live a full life, a normal life. And the doctor said, we can't do anything about it. I'm sorry. They wrote to the chancellor and said, please, please have some compassion. And so Hitler wrote this big, long article that it is the humane thing to do to be able to kill baby Nauer and be able to, just for the parents, and really it's a blessing for the child, too, because I'm such a compassionate man. The very next step was to go in and look at the old people, the infirm people, look at the handicapped. And what they did, the first gas chambers were trucks. They would pull these giant trucks up to hospitals. And what they did is they would put all these people who were infirm and sick, and they would put them into the back of these big, huge, like tractor-trailer trucks, close the door, take a hose from the exhaust pipe, and put it into the back of the truck. And so people were gassed through carbon dioxide. That's how it happened. They first cleaned the hospitals out of old, infirm, and insane. And it was all for compassionate reasons. Putting them in the back of the truck for compassionate reasons. You really don't care, do you, Pat? You're just listening. You're just listening to me like I just really want to talk about the Super Bowl. How did we go so off track that we're talking about gassing people in the back of trucks? It's Friday. That's what I do best.
Yes, there is a little of that. Yeah, I mean, it is. It is Friday. It's Super Bowl weekend.
Yes.
But, yeah.
I mean,
I didn't see the gassing people in the back of trucks coming. I didn't see it coming. Did you, Stu? I don't think either of us saw it coming.
No, seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
When you ever start to talk about let's listen to audio from The View, you don't think I'm just going to go into my garage, roll down the windows?
Okay, yes.
I mean, the point of it is she says you never know. So it might have been the compassionate thing to do for society to kill that baby.
Right. She's going kind of the opposite way, too. I mean, they're looking at, even back in the old days, they were thinking people who weren't good enough to live, we should get rid of. She's saying if there's a possibility that they might grow up to be bad, we should allow it.
No. Look up Oliver Wendell Holmes. I'm going to go into a commercial break. Somebody look up Oliver Wendell Holmes.
Can't wait.
Pat, will you do this? Or Stu, you do this?
Mm-hmm.
Look up Oliver Wendell Holmes, and I can't remember the name of the lady. He was a Supreme Court justice. Joe, do you know this? When he was a Supreme Court justice, there was a woman who was deemed to be insane. As it turns out, she wasn't. We find out later that she wasn't insane. But she was deemed to be insane. I think she was... Was she raped or something happened, and she had to be sterilized, and Oliver Wendell Holmes said, what, are you going to have another stupid, let's use the words that seem to be so unpopular now. I think he said, you're going to have another retarded. Oh, do you have it, Joe?
Yeah, it's Buck v. Bell.
Buck v. Bell. Do you have the actual quote from him? Yeah, look for the quote. We'll give it to you here in just a second. Joy Behar is saying the progressive thing. And it was first said, if I'm not mistaken, by Oliver Wendell Holmes here in America as a Supreme Court justice. So we're talking about that Super Bowl commercial that is happening this weekend, that is pro-life, don't abort your baby, give him a chance. And Joy Behar said this on The View yesterday with Whoopi Goldberg.
A commercial scheduled to air during Super Bowl has women's groups outraged. It's about a mom who ignores recommendations for her to abort her baby and how that baby grows up to become a Florida Gators football star, Tim Tebow. Now, the ad is from conservative Christian focus group Focus on Family, and Tebow says it celebrates life. So what are people flipping out about? I'm not sure.
I don't know. The only argument against any of it is that, he could just as easily become some kind of a rapist pedophile. I mean, you don't know what someone's going to be.
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, so give me the quote. This is from Oliver Wendell Holmes. Before we went into the commercial, I said, this is not new kind of thinking. That you can go in and abort a baby because, well, you just don't know what that child's going to turn into. This is progressive 101. There's Joy Behar saying it today. Here's Supreme Court. Was he justice at the time?
Yeah, Supreme Court Justice. I don't think he was the Chief Justice.
Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes in a